What's up, what's up, what's up, world? It is Jason Jana, and welcome here back to my channel. In this video today, I want to share with you 7 places that you need to think about advertising, or you should be advertising if you're looking to grow, scale, and conquer the world with your wedding entertainment company. And this is really focused in the wedding space, and the content found in this video is focused in the wedding space because that's primarily what we do at the SCE Event Group. If you're not familiar with my company, SCE, I'd love to invite you to drop down below in the description field at the conclusion of this video and check out our website, or even visit our channel here on YouTube and throw us a sub over there on our channel on YouTube. We throw a ton of content in the form of vlog content, behind the scenes content, event footage content that is really geared towards people planning events. But I'd love for you to see some of the incredible things that we do for the people that we are very lucky to work for. Anyway, SCE is a wedding focused company. We've established ourselves doing cool things for cool people all over this planet. We have been around for a little while, and in the time before COVID, weddings represented 3/4 of our overall business portfolio. And after the death of COVID, I think that we are going to kind of fall in that 85 to 90% kind of space where most of our work falls in the wedding kind of event world. We do a lot of other things, but weddings are super complicated and everyone is interested in doing them. Unfortunately, a lot of people don't know how to crack the code on how to do them properly and how to grow a business, over an extended period of time. Anyway, I want to share with you the 7 places that I advertise and the reasons why, and I want to give you some thought behind it in hopes of helping you pay it forward, and in hopes of helping you as we slowly dig our way out of the chaos caused by the pandemic over the past year. So I want to start this thing off. My first of 7 places that you need to kind of think about advertising, marketing, and just kind of having a strong presence is your website. And I know this might sound very 101, but it is super important that you have a very, very up to speed, very, very cool and current website platform to represent your business, because I believe that all couples will do their homework at some point in time when planning their event, and it is important that you have a strong web presence, and a web presence that is accurate to who you are as a company, what you're capable of doing, and even with images from real deal events and that are up to current. So if you haven't freshened up your headshot or your bio or the things on your website, now is a perfect opportunity for you to really, really get on it and make that happen. Having an accurate website, having a current website is so important. So if you're one of the DJs watching this that still has flash frames on your website, or you haven't, updated your wording or your picture content in, some time, now I would tell you is a great opportunity for you to kind of get on it and get moving ASAP. Couples today will do their homework. They're going to check out your website, and it is important that you don't shut the door before they have the opportunity of even reaching out to you for a meeting, for a consultation, for a conversation, because your website is dated, inaccurate, and not really reflecting the best version of you. And side note, I have to say this kind of in the same conversation. If you are someone that has taken the easy road out and has opted to copy and paste or jack content or steal content from someone else's website, I would just say cut it out. Not to go into this whole long conversation, but copying content from another company is really not the way about going about doing it properly. You want to take inspiration from someone, no problem, but make sure that you make it yours. And I'm not just talking about like changing out like 1 or 2 words in a sentence or whatever. Really take the time to make sure that the website and your website represents all the things that you're capable of doing. I think that is the key here, because if you're jacking content from someone else, you're only selling yourself short. You're only selling your potential clients or couples or customers short, and you're really never going to be able to kind of reach your true potential as a business in the event industry. How do I want to say this? Everyone has their own voice. Everyone has their own kind of style. And it is super important in my belief that you are true to yourself, true to your couples, and you represent the best version of you, not some one-off carbon copy of someone else. I feel like that's only going to get you so far. And trust me, I've been around for a little while, and I've had it done to me, and it's just not cool to have done to you, and it's not cool to actually do that. So hopefully you understand where I'm going with that. Anyway, number one is your website. If you haven't updated it, you need to update it. You need to make sure it's on point and ready to go and really reflecting the best version of what you're capable of doing. I think that is really like the point of that being number one. Number two is referrals. And when I'm talking about referrals in this case, I'm talking about word of mouth, and I'm talking about content from past couples or people that you know on a personal level. You want to make sure that you're generating content and sharing content on platforms as a person as well as a business that is relatable as well as shareable. So think about the things that you see in the industry, things that you like. Think about tips that you can advise anyone that's planning a wedding. Think of content you could share from any of your past events, even if you haven't worked in over a year because of COVID. And consider sharing content on social media platforms like Facebook, like Instagram, like LinkedIn, like whatever. And try to push content out that other people can connect to and would get behind sharing. You never know who is connected to who is planning a wedding, right? So everyone is connected to somebody, and that's kind of like the thought process on that. I think it's an important part of growing your business. And if you're looking to scale your business, having as many personal referrals out there and available and just being top of mind for many people will help you kind of get there a little bit quicker. Number three is referrals from other industry professionals and venues and people that fall within the professional side of the event industry. I think this is an incredibly important part of kind of succeeding in business. And if you don't have positive relationships with other working professionals in your industry, in your area, you need to start making that happen ASAP. By the way, I just released a video just a couple of days ago on the power of relationships, and if you haven't seen it yet, I would highly advise that you check it out. You can click the link above right here, or you can check out the description field below where I'm going to leave that link, and do so at the end of this video, because in this video I talk about the power of relationships and some things that you can do to help build healthy and solid relationships with professionals that we share our time with when we're working at events. I think having a cosign from an industry perspective, someone that knows what's up, is worth its weight in gold. And the more positive relationships you have with people, the more opportunities you will have to hopefully be referred by those professionals, because people do business with who they like. And I think I cover that in great detail in that other video. Number three is relationships and referrals from other industry professionals. Number four, Wedding Wire and The Knot, known as Wedding Pro. For those of you who don't know, Wedding Wire has acquired The Knot just in a time right before COVID, and they're now known as Wedding Pro, and they actually market their services differently. Not The Knot and Wedding Wire are independent entities from a client-facing perspective, but they're actually the same company from an internal operational perspective. And I think it is important to have a storefront on both platforms. And obviously there are different levels to this advertising area. They do print ads, they do special email blasts, they do storefront digital on their website, locations that businesses can kind of advertise on. And I believe that having a presence on everything that you can afford is super important, because those websites are really geared to helping professionals. And I think The Knot and Wedding Wire are incredible resources. I can tell you that firsthand from the SCE side. We have generated a ton of opportunity from these industry go-tos for so many different people, and we've invested a lot of energy into acquiring reviews from our past couples on both platforms. And at the time of recording this, I think we have just about 3,000 total reviews on both platforms, Wedding Wire and The Knot. And I think that having a presence on these platforms is super important, because couples planning weddings will at some time of the planning process land on one of these two websites, if not both of these websites. There are forums, there are these locations, these websites have a ton. It's like a reservoir of content to help people that are planning events. And I just think you have to be there. We at SCE invest a ton of money, and I mean like an ungodly amount of money into these platforms. And we have strategic positioning in all 4 serving areas of our state, the New Jersey state, being North Jersey, South Jersey, Central Jersey, and Jersey Shore. And I can justify the investment 100 times over. And I know that people in the event industry and the DJ world sometimes don't know if it makes sense or not. And I just say, when you go all in and you are able to establish yourself kind of like wherever someone goes, I just think you raise the opportunity and the chance of someone at least visiting your website or checking out some of the content that you have released on these platforms. So my 4th kind of option again is Wedding Wire and The Knot. Number 5, Instagram and Facebook. These are huge resources that everyone uses day in and day out. And I think you need to have a personal presence, but you also need to have a professional business presence on both of these platforms. And I'm grouping them together because they are the same parent company. Facebook owns Instagram, and I think they work really well together, especially from a management perspective. As you're releasing content, you can use certain tools that allow you to access both messenger conversation kind of areas or platforms in one graphical interface, right? So you can go on Facebook and access your Instagram messages if you're able to bridge the 2 locations together. Anyway, I think that these 2 locations are still super important. I know that there are a lot of people that are coming up in the industry or that are eventually going to be kind of married that might not frequent Facebook too much, but you have to consider that most parents of couples are on Facebook. And when people start to get into that professional place in life where they're maybe working and whatever, they're most likely going to visit Facebook or even LinkedIn, just to kind of keep up with friends and to keep their tabs on all the people in their world. I think Facebook is an incredibly powerful resource, and there's a ton of different communities on Facebook as well that are geared to help not only DJs, but that are geared to help couples planning weddings, and they're made by brides and grooms and couples planning weddings in local areas. So do your homework, investigate kind of like the local resources, the local groups in your area that are kind of specifically geared to helping people plan weddings, and make sure that you have a page that has current pictures on it and is sometimes, frequently active, and you're posting content on there every so often. I feel that having a strong presence is super important on these platforms because people are using them all over. So make sure that you are active on both your personal and your business page. Make sure that you are sharing content however and whenever it is possible for you, that kind of puts your best foot forward and helps people that are planning events. I think it'll help you a million times over. Number 6, local wedding resources. Now, every state, every area has different kind of things going on, whether you're talking about networking chapters of different organizations or advertising platforms. Now, I'm kind of going to break this one out separately from The Knot and Wedding Wire, even though those are technically local resources, but in different states I know of different local magazines, local advertisement kind of groups. I know of local resources that are available to people, and there are national level resources that are incredibly powerful, like Style Me Pretty, or if you can get in the Little Black Book, which is part of Style Me Pretty, that could generate a ton of opportunity for you and for your business. Local resources, local print advertisement, local mailers, these are all things to at least consider and evaluate to see what is the potential reach, what is the investment, and is there an opportunity for you in your business to contact people in a different way than the most obvious, to essentially position your brand and your services in front of them different times through the planning process. That strategically will win for you guys, and it will help you kind of grow and scale over time. My 7th place, and one of my favorite things to do that's a little bit kind of off the beaten path, is I like to place advertisements in places where my customers, my clients, the people that are hiring us for events like to frequent, whether it be a restaurant whether it be a store, whether it be a billboard on a highway, whether it be an advertisement in a town, whether it be a print ad on something that someone's going to see when they walk into a vestibule in an office. I like to make sure that I put placement for our marketing in other areas that are outside of the wedding space. An example, we have a local magazine in the New Jersey area called Industry Magazine. It's an advertisement platform that I always like to associate myself with, because that magazine has a vast distribution in the geographical areas where a lot of our couples live and the families that we work for live. And I think when you're able to place content in these areas strategically, it opens up the opportunity of people seeing your brand, remembering your logo, and being top of mind in the event that they stumble upon it in their day-to-day kind of, activities, whatever that may be. So think about stores, think about restaurants, think about shopping centers, think about billboards, think about magazines or print areas that could put your brand in front of other people when they may not be necessarily thinking about their wedding entertainment. And I think that will be the alley-oop that's a little bit different, but it could actually help you creating opportunity for you in your DJ business. Real quick, I want to give you a bonus tip, and I would like to mention and acknowledge wedding show events or bridal show events. I call them wedding shows, not bridal shows, but wedding shows are a great opportunity for you to earn the opportunity of putting your brand in front of other people. I think they're a necessary part of business. And although the fabric of the industry is changing, I think one of the things that you can consider doing is either a virtual show environment, considering the circumstances of the pandemic, or you could possibly think about hosting your own event. We've had a ton of success with that at SCE, and I will be going into this kind of idea and concept in a video very, very soon, where we actually host our own events catered to people planning weddings, and they have been incredibly successful for us as a business. So don't forget about wedding shows or showcase style events. And in the event that you can't gather due to the rules or the guidance in your area because of the pandemic, think about taking your show or the concept of a show and putting it into a virtual format and being able to stream it on platforms like Facebook or YouTube or Vimeo or through Zoom, and inviting people to be part of that. I think that if you incentivize these events with maybe giveaways or something like that, you could increase your attendance and just having the ability to connect with people in a different way that might be outside of what they can experience with another provider of the same services in your area. It could actually help you book. So think about shows, think about virtual shows, think about wedding shows in general. And if you can host them in your office or in the place that you work out of or a venue that you have a great relationship with, awesome. But if you can't, think about going virtual, because they can be incredibly awesome as well. So check it out. I hope you enjoyed this video and hope you got something from it. Advertising is a very interesting and sometimes complex part of business that a lot of people just don't understand. And I think the key to advertising, the key to marketing, is being in front of people as often as possible. And I've read studies where they say you need to kind of touch a couple or be visible to a couple, 5 or 6 or 7 times before they actually make a phone call. So do whatever you need to do to kind of put your business in the most accessible places that you can be seen, and think about how much things cost and what you're getting for that access, and think about how you can strategically use your dollars and cents to essentially create opportunity. The key here is be as many places as humanly possible without breaking the bank and getting the most for your investment. Another quick thing I would like to say is make sure that on your contact us form, or when you're starting a consultation or answering a phone call or even an email exchange with someone that does reach out to you, make sure you do your homework and make sure you ask them how they heard about your business, and make sure that you take accurate notes. I know that I use DJAP, and we insert that to each and every one of our couple profiles in the platform, and that allows us to keep track of where we're generating the most opportunity. And after you run this kind of like exercise for a 3 or 6 month period, you then can look at all the different places that are generating opportunity. You can look at the places that are not generating opportunity, and you can say, okay, well, do I need to change the message or the ad, or do we just pull that kind of advertising platform and invest more in what is working? Because that could potentially add more opportunity into your company and to your business and keep you moving forward. Anyway, if you have any questions or you want to chop it up about anything at all, drop in the comments down below. I appreciate you checking this out. If you haven't yet subbed to the channel, do me a favor, do me a quick solid and hit that subscribe button down below. I appreciate you checking this out. Let me know if you need anything, have any questions, drop it in the comments below. Thank you for watching. Be on the lookout for a new video dropping right here really, really, really soon. Thanks for watching.